Afterword, concluding theater. Last time when he tried to call Yosho's shrine office by calling the Masaki family home, Seina, whose calls were being refused, got Ryooki on the line to listen to some of his complaints. Of course Ryooki was planning to tell everyone shortly after, but she had a short attention span and often nodded off in the middle of his complaints and later would forget to tell anyone most of his complaints about Eri. It wasn't surprising considering that Seina had been talking with her for a long time. She yawned. Thank you for listening, Ryooki-chan. Let's end things here for now. Mia. Ryooki jumped as she responded to Seina. Seina, who ended the communication, turned his head a little curiously. I am afraid Ryooki doesn't understand what I'm saying, but oddly, I also feel like I understand some of what she's saying now. It was later on that Seina learned that Ryooki's words were a kind of high-speed language, and if you listened for a while, you could understand most of what she said. But thanks to his bio-enhanced hearing, he would soon be able to know what she said. Oh, right. I wonder how Kai is doing. I know he doesn't know his alien identity yet, so I have to be careful in conversation. Seina quickly entered the telephone number of Kai's house. Thanks to Ryooki, Seina was able to change his sour mood. Yes, you've reached the Masakis. Seina could tell he was a bit out of sorts from his usual self by his voice. It's been a while. How are you, Kai? Oh, that voice. Is that you, Seina? Haha, how are you doing? That voice? Oh, I see. Seina remembered that the other side couldn't see the picture. There was no camera on the other party's phone. Nevertheless, Seina wondered how the image could be seen. He tried asking Irma about it before. According to her, it distinguished the shape, material, and even color from the reverberation of sound, and then computer generated the image in real time. However, due to the poor audio recording performance of the Earth handset, the noise levels in the sound was severe, and it could not fully reproduce the image by itself. So it compensated by referring to a long-distance image taken from an observation satellite in Earth's orbit. Yeah, well, I am as good as usual. How is school? Is everyone surprised that I was suddenly gone? How do I put this? Well, when it was explained to everyone by the teacher, everyone was surprised. It was impossible to believe that there was a school that would accept you, Seina. Ha ha ha, are you surprised they accepted me? Every day is really quiet here and boring now, thanks to your absence. Wow, really? Sorry, I'll do my best to check in whenever I can. So how are things with my house? Smooth sailing. Business is prospering. Uncle, Aunt, and Yoshiko also seem to be busy. Better yet, are things going well with my sister? I hear you're living nearby. Have you had any chances to do things? Ha 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 ha. Bang. With a flat, dull sound, Tsukiko's heel stomped Kai over the head. She held Kai's head down and he endured the pain. Tsukiko was standing prettily posed while keeping her legs on top of Kai's head. Seina could clearly see up Tsukiko's skirt from how she was standing. I've told you not to say such vulgar things. Who are you talking to, Kai? Seina. Tsukiko, who knew that Seina was in space, realized that the image was visible from Seina's side. She turned bright red and quickly lowered her legs and fixed her skirt. She picked up the receiver from Kai and violently pushed away her son, who was still in pain. Hello, is this Seina-chan? Tsukiko was afraid to ask if he had seen. Oh, it's been a long time. Seina turned red and answered in a troubled way. For Tsukiko, Seina was not just a friend of Kai's, but he was also something like a son. But she was also not lying about the comments about her wanting him to become her husband and what she planned to do with Seina that she had scathingly told Kariko earlier before, and she had been conscious of him as a man for a while. And youthful Tsukiko, who looked at the very most to be an older sister to Kariko, had enough charm to make Seina conscious of her as a woman. Tsukiko's undergarment grew conscious of the opposite sex. Well, that's one way to phrase it. Did you see up my skirt? She silently thought to say. I saw. He silently responded in his head. The silence between confirmed that fact. The end.